Hello and welcome to another Bible journaling video. Today I'm working in Psalms again and I'm going to use ink on my page, so I'm preparing my page with some liquid text matte medium. I added a non-stick craft sheet behind my page just to prevent bleeding and the pages to stick to each other. I'm applying the medium with a foam brush, and this has no bristles, so you don't have as much strokes as you have with a normal brush. So this makes the stamping a little bit easier because there's not as much detail on the page itself. I'm just working from the inside to the outside of the page. This will still wrinkle my page, but it will prevent the biggest wrinkles. And as you see, when you're applying it, it already gives a lot of wrinkles, but they will dry pretty well. And when you close your Bible, after it's dry, you won't see it that much. It will still be visible, but the wrinkles don't really bother me as much as the bleeding would do. So that's why I'm preparing my page. I have to say that the pages in the Dutch Bible are a lot thinner than the pages in the English Bibles. So maybe you don't have to prevent your page every time you use ink on it. But for my pages, I really have to do it because it's just even darker on the back side of the page than on the front. So that's why I prepare my pages. After I added the multimedium to the page, I will just let it air dry. And while it's drying, I'll study the message in the Bible and I'll look for the stamps that I want to use on this page. I use 2 stamp sets on this page from Creative Worship or Sweden Sassy stamps. The Decorative Banners set and the Songs of Praise set. I'm just laying out my stamps the way I want to have them on my page, so I can see if everything fits and if I like how it turns out. And when I found the right composition, I will ink up my stamps with archival black ink, and I will stamp them on my page. I'm adding a white paper behind my page, but that's just for the ink I'm going to use. So when there's something that's going off the edge of my page, it won't smudge the back side of my page, because it dries almost immediately on paper and not on the non-stick craft sheet. I'm just inking up my stamp, and I will try it first on a regular white paper to see if I inked it up completely and if everything stamps well. And when I'm done, I will ink it up again and stamp it in my Bible. Stamping isn't really that difficult, you just have to apply an even amount of pressure. The acrylic blocks help to apply the even amount of pressure, so that's why I'm using them for the stamping. And most of the time I will wait a couple of seconds before I lift my acrylic block. This isn't really necessary, but I just want to be sure the ink transfers well. I made a little mask for the legs of this bird. So he's standing on top of the banner, but I can still write on the banner. It's not that the legs are inside the banner. Well, they are inside the banner, but it's not that the line of the banner is running over his feet. When I'm done with stamping, I'm just going back with a black pen to add some details that I missed with the stamping itself. I'm using pencils from Darint, they are Colorsoft pencils, and I'm using a couple of different colors to color my images. And I will just let you watch me coloring this page. When I'm done with the regular coloring, I will go over it with some odorless mineral spirits, so the colors will blend better and will be a little bit more intense than when I'm just using the regular colored pencils. After I finished coloring my images, I'm going to add some color to the background. I'm protecting the page on the left by adding a regular white paper on top. I'm using pretty light colors of distress inks. They blend really well and they are really light, so I just add them on top of my coloring. So I'm not masking anything, I'm just adding the colors on top. Because it's colored pencils, they don't really react to the distress inks, so that's why I can use them this way. I'm using a mini blender to blend the ink out. I'm using a really light pink here, so it doesn't show up on the page on camera, but it's just a really soft pink. and I'm blending it to some blue and purple colors. So that's the way I add a background to my page. I applied a lot of layers of ink so it doesn't dry really fast. So that's why I'm using some Spectra Fix to just to fixate my page. It isn't really necessary when you're using distress inks, but I like that they intensify my colors a little bit and that I'm really sure that it will stay on my page and it doesn't smudge on the other side. So when everything dried again, I'm going to add my journaling to the right side of my page. I'm just using a regular pen and writing down my message. After I wrote my message, I decided to stamp a couple of feathers to the right side of the page, just to add some more details to it. Well, that just finishes my page, and I will show you the back side of my page so you can see the bleed through, or actually it didn't really bleed through, and the wrinkles. You can see there are a couple of wrinkles on the page. This finishes my video for today. Thank you for watching, and if you liked it, please subscribe to my channel and you can see more videos. Thank you!